Well, welcome back to the 2013 Chevy Avalanche do-it-yourself fixer-upper channel. Not an expert, nobody sponsoring. What we are after today, and you can see that the car is already up. It's on jack stands. I've got the jack, the hydraulic jack underneath it just for an extra measure of safety. But what we're after is right there. The stabilizer bar link is snapped off. That's where it's supposed to go, down there in that hole. And it's just hanging in the breeze. So we need to replace it, and it is, well, I can't show you the other side because the wheels are cocked, but you just have to trust me that the other side is also snapped in half. And all I can do is guess that I probably hit a speed bump too high, or too fast rather, and snapped it off that way, because it's otherwise I'm not exactly a wacko on the roads, and this car almost never goes off-road. It should be an easy job, and I'll see if I can't set up the camera so you can follow along. Be back in a minute. Okay, let's see if we can't get this thing off. I sprayed it down with a little bit of PV Blaster. Oh, that's good. See if I can move the stabilizer bar. And the answer is yes. Well, considering how difficult it is sometimes to get this rusted part off, I'd say that's my good fortune. Now, before I put this one on, I am going to remove the other side. Now, I'm not sure, I can just see it up from here that one looks like it's snapped off down here at the bottom. Whatever it's called. Having a senior moment. So the other side might be a little bit more difficult to get apart. We'll see. I guess I will move to the other side, and I'll set up the camera so that you can follow along. But that's the next step. I don't want to put this side back together until I have the other side off, in case the connecting of the stabilizer bar on this side will cause me trouble getting the broken one off on the other side. So I'll set the camera up, and I'll also turn the wheels, because the wheels are turned to give me better access. Some people will say take the wheels off, but I think that there's enough room back here, and this is the rearward side of the suspension. It's not the engine side where the stabilizer link is, and so I'll cock the wheels and get reset up, and I'll be back in a moment for you guys. tightening and loosening. I think that's tight. I'm upside down and backwards. Am I tightening this or am I loosening it? It feels like it's a little bit looser. The plastic part is coming off. Which I am not going to complain about. Wow. I'll show you that bolt after I get it off. Wow. Well, all things considered, that was not too bad. Since there are plenty of others on YouTube that talk about what a total pain in the ass it is. To remove the old stabilizer linkage. So just do a little bit of cleaning here and prep for replacement. But we're ready to put the new ones on. I'm just inspecting the stabilizer bar bushings, and they look okay to me. All right, so let's take a break from lying underneath the car. Come on, lamp. I give up. Let's take a break from being underneath the car. I'll show you this bolt and I'll show you the replacement parts. Okay, so there is the old stabilizer linkage, and as you can see, it is severely corroded, and that's part of why it snapped. And like I said, the only thing that I can think of in terms of rough handling is maybe going over a speed bump too quickly. That encouraged it to snap in half, but certainly just a pothole would have probably caused that thing to snap. So, time to replace. And this is what we are replacing it with. Now, a footnote here is that part number. This comes as a set, so there are two sway bar links for this LC Delco part, and that was not clear to me. I guess maybe I should have looked at the picture a little bit more closely. I'll have to go back to Rock Auto, which is where I bought this. Again, not a sponsor. Nobody is sponsoring me for any of this. And see if they said that it was a pair, because I thought that it wasn't. And then so I ordered 2, and so now I have a spare. I think I'm just going to put it on the shelf and keep it because it's not terribly expensive. I think it was 10 bucks. And it's just not worth the return to Rock Auto. Who knows? Maybe I'll be inspired and sell it on eBay or something. But so yeah, I bought one too many. But I guess that is it's better than not having enough, right? So we are going to use these to reinstall in the car. And I would also say that I was about to buy Moog replacements, and I saw a video from Eric the Car Guy. It was a rant. He admitted it was a rant, ragging on Moog. There are others who have complained about Moog not being the kind of quality that it used to be. I haven't had a huge problem with Moog. In fact, that Jeep out yonder, most of the suspension replacement parts are Moog. Although I do remember, and I think it was not a Moog fault, I think it was a restock issue where I bought either a left or a right tie rod end, and it turned out to be the opposite side in the wrong box, which was very aggravating. Like I said, in terms of parts, I have not had any premature failures or whatever with their parts. But in deference to Eric, the car guy, I ordered these AC Delco quote-unquote professional stabilizer links just as my own tiny contribution to punishing Moog for pissing Eric the Car Guy off. So that's why I bought these parts, and let's put them together, because I'll lay it out for you so that you can see how it goes together. And give me a second. And I'm constantly turning the camera off right now because I'm trying to preserve the battery, because this camcorder sucks. Okay, this is how I believe it goes together. So the tapered side goes inboard towards the stabilizer bar. So this is the top. There we go. So the tapered side goes inboard onto the stabilizer bar. Then the part that goes underneath the stabilizer bar is inverted, so it looks kind of like an hourglass with these washers to support. And then, where'd you go? There you are. And then the same for the bottom, and actually this is upside down. The nut goes on top, so that's top, that's bottom, and with this little spacer in between. So I'm going to goop that up with some fluid film just to try and forestall Mr. Crust from showing up too quickly, even though I'm not in an area where I'm in Road Saltville, but the longer I can preserve, the better. And so then we're going to put them on the car. Okay. Okay. All right. Now we're going to put this new link on. So I'm going to take apart what I put together before to show you guys how to do that. Oh, I forgot the fluid film. Oh, shoot. Hang on. Oops, I started doing this before I turned the camera on, but I got the bolt through. I got the first. Oops. We need one of these washers. Now we need that center spacer thing. Now we need another, oops, again. We need another washer. And we need another spacer. Before I do that, let's do that. Okay. It's probably pointless to do that, but what the hell. And then come on. Bastard. I should use a strap. I'm trying to be lazy here. Okay. I'm just getting the threads so that they are flush, so that there's no chance of this thing coming apart. Okay, I'm not going to tighten this side until... Is there any reason why I can't tighten this side? Well, I'm laying on the ground here. I don't think there's a reason. Torque spec is 17 foot-pounds. That's what I've got this thing set for. There you go. And a shot of fluid film after it's all done. And hopefully fluid film doesn't interact with these bushes. What? If it does, we'll find out. Okay, that's the passenger side complete. Now we have to do the driver's side, which should be the same, and it should be a little bit easier to get the nut going since the stabilizer bar is down in its approximately correct position. So we got to move all this crap over to the driver's side. Since this is relatively easy, I'll show you it all over again. I'll be back. Okay, onward to the driver's side. The stabilizer bar link. awkward position here. Of course, it rolls far away. Okay, so lesson learned. Do not tighten the other side until you've gotten them both configured, because there's not enough clearance to get this in, at least two-handed. Backwards dummy. And of course the fluid film, which seemed like a bright idea, makes everything slippery. Almost. There we go. Unnecessarily difficult. It would have been very easy to put that on if I had not tightened the other side, but it's intact. What was this, 14 or 15? I think it was 15. I might still have to strap this. Okay. Oh, was that a motorcycle by gang or something? I don't know. There we go. Okay. We're done on both sides. Spray a little more fluid film here. For yucks and giggles, as they say. All right, we're done. Stabilizer bar is reconnected to the car. Funny thing is, though, I never noticed a difference in the handling of the car, even though the stabilizer bar was not connected to the car anymore. I have no idea when the linkages broke, whether it was recent or whether they've been broken for a while. And how I found out was I brought the car into the shop because it needed work on the AC system, namely the condenser was leaking. And when they had it up on the lift, they said, "Hey, your stabilizer links are busted." And they told me that, of course, after they had done all the work, it would have been smarter, I think, if they had called me up and said, "Hey, you got another issue, you want us to fix it?" I probably would have said yes. But since the car was already done and I was anxious to get it back, I was like, well, it doesn't sound complicated, I'll give it a shot when the time comes. And here I am. So, battery's about to die. I think I will do a summary of this work, a conclusion, if you will, in a short while after I get the car off the stands and all that fun stuff, and give it a test drive, and we'll see. So, one more shot. We'll see each other in a minute. Okay, so we're all done. These are the bits that were left of the truck's stabilizer links. Only one of these on one side. The passenger side, the driver's side, was completely missing. And fortunately we were able to get this off without much of a fight. You see other videos, and there are plenty of videos on stabilizer links for The Chevy 1500, which essentially Chevy Avalanche is a modified 1500, these can be a total pain to get off. And so I think that the best strategy is to, if you can't get it off, if it's fighting you, to just take a Sawzall or a parting tool or whatever, a cutoff tool, and just cut it off and be done with it, because you're not going to be using it again. So then, putting on the parts, pretty easy. This is not a difficult job to do at all. Pretty easy DIY job. Did not have to take off the tire. There are a couple of videos I've seen online where they took the tire off just for convenience of access, I guess, but it's not super necessary. But if you don't take the tire off, then getting the car up high enough so that you can get under there comfortably is probably pretty important. And that was a shortcoming for me. The car could have been higher, but my hydraulic jack is a low clearance jack, so it doesn't go up as high as some other hydraulic jacks. In fact, I probably am going to have to break down and invest in a new hydraulic jack that will lift the truck higher. So I can get under there comfortably, but be that as it may, there you have it. So we replaced the stabilizer links with our AC Delco Professional chassis parts. And I've already shown you this, but there's the part info and this was from Rock Auto. And there is a price differential of a couple bucks, I think like $3, between AC Delco regular, if you will, and AC Delco Professional. And I'm sure that the reason that the parts are a couple of dollars more expensive is because of the additional printing that says Professional. And that's probably the only difference between the two sets of parts. Or maybe these parts will corrode faster so that you'll have to bring it back to the shop sooner. Who knows? Sorry for being a cynic, but anyway, it worked because I was dumb enough to buy the Professional version of these parts, which is like $10 a set. And of course, as I mentioned, full disclosure in terms of my own screw-ups, I thought that it was one link per order, and it turns out that it's a set. So now I have a second set, and since these are only $10, it's not worth it to return to Rock Auto. So maybe I'll put them up for sale on eBay. Maybe I'll just put them up on the shelf and let them sit. Hopefully these links will last at least as long as the original links, which is now 7 years. So if I do keep this, these parts will sit up on the shelf for a long time. But anyway, no great harm, because it's not like I spent hundreds of dollars for these parts. It's only $10. And so I can live with that. But at least for you guys, at least now if you're watching this video before you order parts, at least this part series for AC Delco, you're going to get the set, left and right, as opposed to only one. And so you only have to order one. Oh boy. So for whatever that's worth, I guess that's it. So hope you got a little something out of this. I think the other learning thing was for me, this is my first time replacing stabilizer links on a 1500 or Chevy Avalanche, and so some things to learn in the sense that when you put the left and the right side back on, don't tighten the one side before the other side is on, so that you've got enough clearance between is it the control arm and the stabilizer bar or sway bar, because if you do torque down the one side, then you'll have a bit of a tight fit on the other side, as you saw in this video. Obviously it didn't stop me. I was still successful in getting the driver's side on, or the second set on, but it was slightly fiddly and annoying, especially since I sprayed it down with fluid film, and it was slippery as all hell. So, so again, opportunity for lessons learned there. I did see a comment online somewhere about doing blue Loctite on the nut. I did not put blue Loctite on these nuts, if you noticed, and the car is going to be due for an oil change soon. So when I lift up the car again to do the oil change, I'll double check the torque to see that everything is still fine. So that's it. Again, I hope you got a little something out of this video, if nothing else, but to laugh at my foibles. And until the next automotive misadventure, we'll see you later. Bye.